What's the deal, everybody? I'm your man Z. This is the Maniacal Merchant. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I go about photographing my items. Even though the video title says how to photograph your items, I'm going to show you how I photograph my items. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Everybody's setup is going to be different. Everybody's resources are going to be different. Speaking of resources, let's go into what I use to photograph my items. So my lights, I have two newer lights. They came in a bundle. I got them for eBay. The thing I like about the newer lights, and there's no financial affiliation or anything like that, so feel free to whatever. The reason I like these ones, they came with tripods. It came with the lights in there. It also came with some umbrellas, a carrying case, all that good stuff. But what I actually use are these two newer lights. They both have battery packs, so I don't have to have them plugged in to an outlet, but they also have the power supply. So I can also, if the batteries are charging or whatever the case may be, I can also plug them into an outlet. Inside of the photo box, I have one of those lifetime tables, you know, the type that people use for like outside and parties and stuff like that. It's one of the small ones, and I basically got two legs down on the ground and the other two legs are folded in, and that gives me kind of like a slope. I also have some boxes underneath it to give me the exact angle I want. Oh, on top of that table, I have just a styrofoam board that I got from a hardware store. It doesn't really matter what type of board you got at all. You could be using a piece of plywood, a piece of cardboard. On top of that, I got a rug. Previously, I'd had it leaned up inside the grow tent. There's still a hook attached to it. I don't use that hook anymore. Before, I was hanging the clothes off of the hanger on that hook, and it was at a very steep angle inside. The reason why I was doing that is because obviously you have to do a lot less leaning over the steeper the angle is. I have lower back issues, so I really don't like, you know, hunching over my items while I'm listing them, but it didn't work out for me. So this works out the best for me. I have this clothes folder, which just sits on, you know, my trash can, aka suggestion box. One of these 18 by 8 by 8 boxes that I use for my inventory boxes to store my inventory in. The reason I use that size is because it works the best for me. My shelving inside my shed, they're 18 inches deep, so the boxes fit in there nicely. I have these poly bags. These are, I believe they're 9 by 13. They might be 10 by 13. I don't really remember. I put shirts in there, t-shirts, button-up shirts. I can even fit, you know, hoodies in there, depending on the size, jeans. So that works the best for me. And then I also got a roll of these labels that they have the barcode. I don't really use the barcode. There's only 4 digits on each label. So we're at 2440 right now. That's so I can put that number along with the box letter inside the custom SKU, so I know where my items are at when it's time to ship them. Other than that, it's pretty simple, guys. I don't, you know, do anything extravagant. It might be a lot more extravagant than other people's setups. I see them throw it on the floor. Or I'm a bit of a perfectionist. What is perfect to me is not perfect to others. I realize that, but I want things to be as neat, tidy, and hassle-free as possible. Also, I want the final product to look as professional as possible. As far as the apps that I use PHOTOROOM. I know a lot of people don't use any type of apps. They just take a picture on their phone or whatever. Some people use specialized cameras, Canon cameras to... I'm recording on a Canon camera right now. I've tried to use it to take photos. It's just unnecessary, to be honest. I have this iPhone 12, my old iPhone, that I use it basically just to photograph items. So I have PHOTOROOM. I pay for it's like $100, $120 a year or something like that. I use that to remove the background, and it works good for me. I also use it to make my thumbnails. Again, you don't have to have any of this stuff. I'm just showing you what I use. I have 3 items right here. They're different items to give you a sense of the different types of things I have to use depending on the item to get it photographed. To start, I'll go to create, white teddy bear, and then I'll go to camera, and then that's getting me set up to take the picture. Come over here, grab the first item. This happens to be an item that I picked up during that vintage haul. If you didn't see that video, go ahead and check that one out. That was the last one. These are some polo jeans by Ralph Lauren, cargo pants. Throw them on there just like that, and you know, I don't really have to move it around very much at all. I don't, sometimes you might have to take out some wrinkles or whatever the case may be, but I just, that's why it's kind of good to do this like flat lay, if you will. It's not really a flat lay because there is somewhat of an angle to it, and that angle is to help so I don't have to hunch over as much. I'll line it up, take the picture. Now it's removing the background. While it's doing that, I'm getting the ruler ready. This is the reseller ruler provided by Tech and Sports. The only thing that I didn't like about this ruler is that it had reseller ruler, order yours now written all over it. I sanded that off because I didn't want that in my photo. I would recommend it. I couldn't find anything else like it. Obviously, you don't have to get this either. You can use a measuring tape. That's what I was using in the beginning. I found this to be a lot easier to use than a measuring tape or any other types of contraptions that you could think of to try to get the measurements. I do take measurements of all my items, and I would recommend someone who is beginning to also take measurements. I believe it does. I don't have the data to substantiate this, but I would argue that you'll get less returns. At the very least, you'll get less messages about customers asking about sizes. Now, I have a Gap, an unstructured Gap jacket that was just recently returned. They said it was too long. I had measurements in the photos. Measurements aren't gonna prohibit people from returning the items because it's not the right size. People don't really look at measurements, I find. So for pants, this is gonna be my first photo. I'm gonna put the stick right up there in the crotch. Oh, see this one, background is completely removed. I think it looks great. You might think otherwise, that's fine. The suggestion box is right here. I'll save the image, and the photo room is not that much more time to take the pictures. There is a little bit of extra time it's gonna take because you're gonna have more buttons to push than if you were using just the standard camera feature. And I do use the standard camera feature on the iPhone when I'm taking a photo that doesn't require the background to be in the back. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So this is the first picture. This is gonna be called the inseam along with the leg opening. And it's not perfect, but at least people get an idea. I'll take that right there. And while that's removing the background, I'm getting the measuring stick or the reseller ruler ready for the next picture. While I'm saving the image, I'm also getting the item ready for the next picture. So like I said, once you get a good, idea of the buttons and everything, it's almost like I hate the word muscle memory because that doesn't exist, but you get used to it. I'll go to create. The next picture is going to be the rise. That's from the waistline down to the bottom of the crotch, I guess. I'll go to white again. This one is going to be a horizontal picture, and I'll get just the top of the pants that shows the rise. I wasn't putting that picture in my earlier listings, but I find that before I started putting it in, I would get a lot of messages asking about the rise, and I get a lot of messages asking about the leg opening as well, even though I still get messages regardless of measurements or not. I would expect to get a lot more messages if I wasn't providing the rise or if I wasn't providing the measurements. So that one's already saved. Coming up here, now it's going to be the waist size. Put that up top right there. Go to create. And this is, this can be done really quickly. I'm actually training my 11-year-old son to do it, and he caught on pretty quick. No, he doesn't get paid. Remember, it's only child labor if you pay him. Now that I have the 3 measurements, really 4 measurements because I got 2 and 1 on the first one, the next picture is going to be the tags. So I don't need PHOTOROOM for that picture. So go to the standard camera, and it's already ready. I don't have to open the app again. I just scroll up, and then it's already there. I pull down the tag. I don't like to put my fingers or anything, or I don't want to put any body parts in the photo at all. I don't want anything in the photo but the item. So I'll get creative with it sometimes. Sometimes I'll do something like that. Get that picture. There's a nice little other descriptive tag in there as well for these polo jeans, authentic military trousers. snap that. And then if there's any issues on the item, these are actually pretty clean. If there's any issues on the item, this is where I'll take the pictures of the issues on the front of the item so I don't have to come back to it later. If it has a button fly, that's also something that I like to take a picture of. So not necessarily for the customer, obviously for the customer, but it's also something that I like to put in my titles, button fly, because people, you know, find that kind of appealing. To remember that it is a button fly, I'll snap a picture of that. These are not. That looks pretty good. I got the tags, I got the, and usually I have like a hoodie on or something, so I can just slide the phone in there. I don't lock it or close it because that would make me have to put in code. So I leave it open. It's usually not a problem. Turn the pants over. Now I'm done with all my measurements. I don't have to worry about measurements anymore because I did it on the front. These are pretty clean, no issues. Just take a picture of the back. Sometimes, depending on, these don't have anything special about them, like fancy things or patches on the back or anything like that. Like Levi's, you know how the Levi's have the patch back here? I'll take a close-up picture of that. But other than that, these ones are done. Save the image. Now I pull it off. I'll fold them in half that way. Fold them in half again like that. Fold them in a third like that to where the waistband is in the middle. And then I'll kind of make like a little like taco, I guess. Like that. Have the bags ready right here. These are kind of big. I'm going to smash them in there anyway. It's not going to be a problem. And then I'll put the label on the right hand top corner. Everything's uniform, so I know exactly where to look when I need to look for it. Since this is the first new pair that I'm putting into this box, I'm going to take a picture of the tag and the box showing what the first item that I'm putting in this batch, what box they're going into. And then I know while I'm listing them that every item after that, up until a photo of the new box is taken, I know every item after that is going to be in the same box. That was pretty much it. Obviously, it took me some time because I'm explaining it as well. It's going to be the Cuba Vera bowling shirt. This one, I picked it out because it does have a few issues, and I'm going to show you how I go about listing that. I left the dry cleaning tags on because, you know, it can't hurt, I would think. Never know with customers. So camera, this is a short sleeve shirt, so it's gonna be a little bit more simpler than the long sleeve shirts, and I'll show you why. I have to adjust the reseller ruler, but because I'm used to it and I already know what position everything needs to be in order for me to, you know, get shirt measurements, it's fairly easy to maneuver. I'm actually taking 3 measurements at one. That's what I like about short sleeve shirts, because you can get all your measurements in one photo. So that's laid out right there. What we're taking a picture of now is the pit to pit, the entire length from the neckline down to the hem, and then the third measurement would be the sleeve length on the short sleeve shirt. Hopefully people can figure out how long the sleeve is by, you know, simple math, but you never know. I can't recall many short sleeve shirts being returned. Like I said, the last return I got was a Gap unstructured jacket, and that's because they said it was too long. Okay, so now that all the measurements are done for that one, again, I'm gonna look for issues, which I have some. There's a little mark, a little brown mark, and I'm not gonna need the background. I'm gonna use the standard camera that's in the, that comes with the app, or that comes with the phone. Take a close-up of that. There's also some fading on my right side of this shirt. That's gonna require the rug to be in the photo. Unless I take a picture that's so close up that the background's not in it, they're probably not gonna know where that issue is. In this case, I'm taking a picture of an issue, but it's gonna have the background in the back, so I'm gonna have to switch back to the app. Make sure it's focused in. I see a lot of blurry pictures. I'm not, you know, criticizing anybody and what they do. I want my items to be as neat and professional as possible. Throwing your item on the floor, snapping 2 pictures of it front and back, and then calling it a day, that's not gonna fly with me. I'm not gonna, me personally as a consumer, I'm not gonna wanna buy anything like that unless it's something super rare, super, you know, sought after and at an extremely good price. I don't even look at the listing when I see photos like that. With the tags, there's 4 pieces of information that I need in my photos for sure, without fail. I need the brand, I need the material, I need the size, and I need the country of origin. I care about those 4 things and those 4 things only. I'm not gonna go about digging in the side and finding, because this tag on the inside, it has the same information as that tag. Why do the work twice? Now, it's just the back. I don't see any issues on the back. It's just gonna be one final picture, and this one's gonna be done. Now, there are times where even the camera, the standard camera that comes with it. Now, you can see in this picture that color isn't really depictive of the actual color of the shirt. So sometimes I'll have to fondle with the let me show you. So I'll go back to camera. Make sure that this number 1 that's right here is upright, because if it's not, it's gonna take the picture sideways, and that means that I'm gonna have to rotate it when it comes time to list, which is more time that I'm not willing to take. To take this picture again, just to adjust, just so I show you guys how I adjust the color. When I tap it like that, it'll come into focus, and if you notice that little sun with the line, if you move it up, it brightens it. That's too bright. Whoa, the blinding. I'm not too anal about it, giggity, but as close as I can get to the color as possible, the better. And also, when I'm taking that close-up picture of the tag, that's typically the closest I'll get to the actual color of the item. Any tops, I typically use the close folder. On something this big, since it overlaps the close folder, I'll fold the sleeves in, then I'll fold the hem in so it's flush with the bottom of the close folder, and the collar is flush with the top of the close folder. Then I bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Flip it like that. Now you got a nice little professional looking item that's ready to go in the poly bag. I hold it with one hand like this, like a taco. I'll just pull out the bag and throw her in there. Grab a label, top right hand corner. And I got these labels with the barcodes just because they were cheaper. This box is now upright, so I can smash the clothes down and fit more stuff in there. This one is a suit jacket, apartment 9. Don't recommend the brand. This is how I'll photograph the suit jackets now. Prior to that, I was using, not her, but I was using another mannequin-like thing. I don't bother to use those anymore. I find that my suit jackets, if the price is right and it's desirable enough, they'll sell either way. But I will button them up, both buttons, because it just makes the measurements more accurate. For other long sleeve shirts, there's, ways that I like to put the, sometimes I'll put it, you can't really do it with suit jackets. Suit jackets are a little bit too structured for all that. But maybe I'll show you in the last item we do, which will be a long sleeve shirt, just so you know what I mean. Nothing special about the way I list the suit jacket. See how it's a little bit too bright? I don't know why it's doing that. It usually doesn't do that. But usually I'll tap it on the top if it's too dark or if it's too bright, and it'll, see, that looks good right there. But I gotta make sure that the one is upright, so I'll flip it up, or it'll be sideways. Take the picture of that while the background's getting removed on that. I'll get the reseller ruler ready. On the suit jackets, I usually flip the arms up like that, just so you can get a clear pit to pit. Suit jackets, people are a lot more nitpicky. You want to get very, very accurate measurements. Keep on saying you do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. Thanks for watching. See how it's too light? Like the jacket almost looks gray. Not only that can that, confuse the customer, because I'm going to put black because it's black, but it looks gray. I'm going to darken the photo by scrolling down, by holding and scrolling, moving that sun down. Now it makes it a lot darker and a lot more depictive of the actual color of the suit jacket. While that's getting removed, I close it, and then now I can do, so that's the first measurement. Now I move the suit jacket over to the side to where the shoulder is coming right down the middle. I'll do the sleeve length. That's why I said the long sleeves actually require an extra measurement than the short sleeves. Get that measurement there. Bam. Okay, so you got the sleeve length, you got the overall length, and then you got the pit to pit. Now it's time for the tags. There's the country of origin. Oh, I didn't even have to take that picture, because if I would have looked in here, I would have seen I got all the information I need right here. I got the brand, size, the country of origin, and the material. Now for this one, just need the back. This one doesn't have any issues or anything like that. I don't want to give the customer any surprises. Something that the customer doesn't see before they make the purchase. I wouldn't appreciate that if I ordered an item that arrived that had some surprise flaw, regardless of how little it is. I don't know what the customer's trying to do with this jacket. He might be trying to take it to a wedding or something. He wants to know exactly what he's buying, and I don't blame him. So that picture looks great to me. I really take pride in my pictures. I'm not saying they're better than everyone else's, but they're perfect for me. And I feel satisfied when I'm doing what I know is right to me. So that's done. The suit jackets, these do require a little bit different folding. So instead of putting it, you know, front down like I did with the short sleeve shirt, I'm putting the back down. I'm putting the sleeves in, and then I'll fold it in half. Oh, it's also important, I can tell if it's vented or double vented or ventless when I'm taking the picture, just based on, you know, kind of my experience with it. That's something important too. If there are, I do come across items where you can't tell in the picture. This one I can tell. So that's another picture that I might take. Or if there's any accents on the item that I think will demand a higher value or be more appealing to someone, I'll, you know, increase the focus on those aspects of the shirt or item. But other than that, I try to keep it really simple. I don't, you know, I know some people say use all 24 pictures, even though if they're kind of repetitive. I don't, that's not really how I operate, but to each his own. So the hem is kind of hanging off. I'll put the collar in first usually. So it's like that. I have these larger bags right here. I don't come across many items that are so big that they can't go in these smaller bags. This size will still fit in this box. I don't care if it kind of scrunches up or kind of folds in. I'm not concerned about that. I want to show you real time how one of these shirts, let me give you a long sleeve shirt so you can actually see. Oh yeah, that takes a while. No, it doesn't. This is a good one. This is a XXL Hopped, the Wiener Schnitzel. It's a flannel. So this is a long sleeve flannel. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna start, you can time me, because it's gonna be real time, exactly how long it takes me. Like I said, I'll put on this long sleeve shirts, I'll put the sleeve like that. I like a gap between the sleeve and the side, like that. Pull the phone out, hit the wrong button, happens sometimes, not too much of a worry. I think it's the screen recording. I think it's because I'm recording the screen, because it's like going immediately to dark when I take the photo, and it doesn't usually do that. Measurements are done. There's no issues that I can see. See how I'm kind of hunching over a little bit? That's why I don't sit here and list 50 items a day anymore. Got all my information. Germany, 2XL, cotton. Done. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you like this one, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it's the best way to show your support. If you haven't checked out that vintage haul, go ahead and check out the last videos. You see where I got all this stuff from. I appreciate you for watching. I'm Z. This is the Maniacal Merchant. And until next time, look out for the 9s. The suggestion box is right here.